San Francisco 49ers. So, this team should be really good again. Last once against a real contender. So, what head coach you get? So, Kyle Shanahan, obviously. It's a great head coach. Like, their offense has always been good under him. Like I said, he's helped a lot of guys had breakout years that nobody really heard of before. Some of them, not a ton anymore because they have so many stars, but still, he's a great head coach. Just can he get over the hump and win that Super Bowl finally? They don't have a defensive coordinator. It's Kyle Shanahan, so Kyle Shanahan, some beat both, which isn't a huge deal, but like I don't know why they don't have one, just because it's helpful to have a defensive coordinator, just so you have the guy with the responsibilities to help implement it into your game plan every week. But yeah, then defensive coordinator, you're promoted Nick Sorensen to DC, their former passing game specialist. So this happens. Their defense was fine last year, but for their standards, wasn't great. So they fired Wilkes. They promoted him. Like they've done good when promoting within a coordinators. Like they promoted D'Amico Ryans within. Like then after to replace Salah, and those guys are two good head coaches right now. So shit happens there. But yeah, this is a good coaching staff. It's just like Kyle Shanahan's always tend to have like good assistants that end up having good head coach and good head coaches once they are. So yeah, that's it for your coaching staff. Now let's go to your loaded roster. Quarterback, you got Brock Purdy. This will be his third season. This is his first full off season as your starter. So last year, last off season, he's dealing with that injury after the Eagles gave me that. Then the previous year, he wasn't projected starter because he was Mr. Irrelevant rookie, so nobody expected him to start. So yeah, like this is his first full off season as a starter when being healthy. So yeah, and behind him, we also got it should be Joshua Dobbs. He should be able to beat out Allen. Dobbs is a he had some good starts at Cardinals/Vikings last year. He also some bad ones, so he's a fine backup. They also got Brendan Allen. He's another okay backup, but as you rather if he can be your third string, that's great because then he shouldn't be anywhere near the field. Because if Purdy does get injured, which hopefully he doesn't obviously, but if he does, you'd rather have Dobbs playing than Allen. And then you also got Tanner Mordecai. He's not good. He's just the momentum quarterback. You're not expecting much out of him, but we'll see if anything happens. So that's it for your quarterback room. Now let's go to your running backs. This is your top running back. You got CMC. He's a great running back. He has had every year except for his rookie year, and he's fully healthy. He's had at least 1,000 yard rushing. He's had good receiving. He's had a good receiving back too. It's just these past years he stayed healthy, but the 2 years before that he missed over 10 games in each of those seasons. So can he keep on staying healthy? I hope he does, but he does have an injury past, so we'll see. But he's still the best running back in the league. Behind them, you got they have listed Elijah Mitchell, but it does sound like Jordan Mason is fighting it out with Mitchell for your number running back too, and Mason might be winning it. We'll see. Still preseason, so we'll see what happens when it gets to regular season. Elijah Mitchell, he's a good running back. He had a good rookie year for a 6th round pick. Then his sophomore year, he got injured. Then before he got back fully healthy, they traded for CMC. So he hasn't really had many opportunities to start after that. But he's still a good backup running back. It's just with Christian McCaffrey, you don't really use the running back by committee like the Niners used to always do. Because CMC is so good. Then you also got Jordan Mason on his third year. Nobody really heard of him before last year, really, but he's he had some playing time last year, but cashing in always makes running backs good out of nowhere. Like Mitch, nobody expected Mitch to be that good. He was a 6th round pick, and yeah, so we'll see. But either way, he'll be your backup. They also got Isaac Corrado, a 4th round pick from this is his rookie year at Louisville. Showing no mental running back. You're not expecting much out of him yet. But he also brought back Matt Breida. He's had his best years of his career with the Niners. Like, had 800 yards in 2018. So yeah, his best years have been with the Niners. He hasn't done much since he left the Niners. Like he had, so yeah, like his top the Dolphins 2020, and he has not had. So we'll see. But he's also been mainly a backup, and he'll probably be that. Breida, it's gonna be tough for him to make this roster just because they have all these other running backs ahead of him. Let's go to our receiver room. They have Debo as this is their number one, but if they do keep Ayuk, he did lead them in receiving stats last year. He had 75 catches, he had 1,300 yards, he had 7 touchdowns. It's just are they going to be able to extend and keep Ayuk, or is Ayuk going to force himself out of San Fran and get traded because they don't want he doesn't like the contract he's going to offer in San Fran. So we'll see. He's really good, but you still got Debo Samuel. So even if you do lose Ayuk, you'll be fine because Samuel's really good. He's, yeah, he didn't get a ton of receiving game last year. He did miss one game because of injury. The other game they just didn't play any of their stars because they clinched number one seed. So we'll see, but he's also really good. He's really good like jet sweeps and stuff. He can play some running back. And if you do lose Ayuk, he's still John Jennings. He's a good number 3 wideout. He had some clutch catches in playoffs from this last season. But if you want John Jennings as your third wideout still, you did draft Pearsall just in case if Ayuk does leave. So you were planning on it. Pearsall's the first round pick. See what happens there, but he should be good. So like you spent this offseason kind of planning for Ayuk potentially leaving. So yeah, but we'll see there. Yes, you got decent depth behind them. You got Chris Conley. He's okay. He hasn't done much, but he's just decent depth. But he's soon to be 32. But you have a fourth round pick from this recent draft, the rookie J.F. Cowing out of Arizona. He's just a developmental guy. You're not expecting much out of his rookie year, but we'll see. Behind him, you also got Ronnie Bell, a second year guy, 7th round pick for 23. It probably be practice squad guy unless they do trade Ayuk because then it'll make they have extra roster room for wideouts, so they might put Bell on there. But if Ayuk stays for this season, I don't think Bell's gonna make this roster and probably practice squad. Next, we got Trent Taylor. He's okay depth. He's not very good. He's not that good though. You also got Danny Gray, another recent draft pick. This is his third year. He starts the third round at SMU at 22. It's don't be a uphill battle for him to make this roster. Like, but they might try to put him on the practice squad. But it's just gonna be a full battle because of the wide receiver depth they have. They also got Tate Martin, Robbie Chosen Anderson. I feel those guys should make this roster, but if one of them does, I feel like and Robbie Chosen Anderson just because he has that track record. He has had some decent years. So we'll see. But he's even then Anderson's not that good at this point. Let's got Jonte Kirkland. He's okay at depth, but yeah, that's really it. So now you're right. That's it for your absolutely loaded wide receiver room. Now let's go to your tight end group. Your tight end, you got George Kittle, top 5 tight end in the league, easy. He's one of the top. He's one of the top blocking tight ends too. Like he's a really good blocker. Like he had 1,000 yards last season. He had 65 catches. He had 6 touchdowns. He's a really good tight end. So yeah, he is soon to be 31. So it's like how much longer can you keep that up? So we will see. They also brought in Eric Saubert. I think it was so he spent last year with the Texans. He does not do anything for you receiving wise, but that's fine because you have Kittle. He's just okay blocker. But rather also Cameron Latu, second year, 3rd round pick, 23 out of Alabama. He didn't do much last year. He also barely played last year just because they have Kittle. We'll still see. Maybe out near develops just what he needs. You also have another recent draft pick, another 23 guy, and Braden Willis. We'll see if he isn't able to beat out Saubert for the third tight end spot, because I feel like Latu will be to make the roster. I feel like Willis will be practice squad even then. So we'll see there. And a fullback, you got top fullback in the league. You got Kyle Juszczyk. He's a really good fullback. He helps you in the receiving game. He helps you in blocking. He can take the ball and run with it too. Like he's a really good fullback. So let's go to offensive line. Have Jalen Morris as their starter, but it's going to be Trent Williams. It's just are they going to pay him and when? Because he's holding out because he wants a new contract, and even at 36, he's still elite. Like yeah, we'll see there, and you hope he does. Because Jalen Moore is a fine tackle, but you don't want him starting. So yeah, They also brought in Chris Hubbard. He has been decent past, but he is 33, so I don't think he's not gonna be that. It shouldn't be that good anymore at this point in his career. So you need to pay Trent Williams. Like this team has some big contracts they need to give out this right now. Like they need Ayuk wants a new deal right now. Williams wants a new deal right now. Like those are the two guys. But when they also have Talanoa Hufanga who wants a new deal. Like those three guys are gonna want huge contracts. Like Trent Williams somebody want should be the highest paid left tackle in the league. Ayuk should be one of the highest paid wide receivers in the league. I don't think he's the top one, but he should be up there. Hufanga is probably near the top safety payment too. So yeah. Then left guard, he got Aaron Banks. I think so. Yes, this is his fourth year. Maybe hopefully he'll get a little bit. He's a fine starter. Hopefully he can even better be better. Then behind him, we got Nick Shaky. He's a third year guy. You're not expecting much out of him. He's just this developmental guy. He's not done anything so far, but he hasn't had to play, which is great. Next got Sebastian Gutierrez and Jarrett Kingston. Fine, bad depth. They shouldn't make this roster just developmental players. So let's go center. You got Jake Randall. He's a good, decent starter, but he is also soon to be 32. So we'll see what happens there. But he's a fine center. Behind them, you brought in Ben Bartch from the Jags. He showed some flashes for the Jags, but he never really had to start. But then last season, they traded for Edric Cleveland from the Vikings, so they didn't have to worry about starting him. So let's see, but as a backup, he's fine. Yes, got Drake Nugent, rookie UDFA. We'll see. He's just a mental guy. He'll probably practice squad unless he just comes out where and finds a way to beat out Bartch as your backup center. I don't think he'll be able to as a rookie, but we'll see. Then let's go to right guard. You got Spencer Burford, third year guy, so hopefully he can get even better, but he's still a good starter. This defensive line is it's good. Like they don't have, like I guess I have Williams, they don't have great starters, but they don't really have any bad starters either. Then they also have John Feliciano. He's a okay starter. He can play some center too if on other guards if Brendo gets injured. So he can be a versatile backup, but he's not great at this point. So now let's go to right tackle. We got Colton McKivitz. He had a good year for them last year. I think he was a little bit of I think he was a downgrade from Mike McGlinchey, but he was still a good starter for them. And I don't blame them for not wanting to give that McGlinchey that huge contract the Broncos gave him last offseason. But yeah, he's still a fine starter. Behind him, you also got Brandon Parker. He's a fine backup, but that's really it. Also, Isaac Alakaran. Yeah. First, what was he seriously? Do you have to pay this year as a 26-year-old? So yeah, he's just a developmental guy at this point. You're not expecting much out of him. So that's if your offense is really good. Your offense is gonna be near the top of the league again, like they always are. So let's go to your defense. Your defense is also really good. So now let's go to your edge. You have Leonard Floyd. You brought him in from, I think, where did he play? The Bills, formerly the Rams and Bears. He was a former top pick. He didn't do much for the Bears, but he has had some good years. He has had 4 good years since he left the Bears. So can you keep that up? He should be fine as their number 2 guy because instead of him, you got Nick Bosa, who is really good. He's a great number. He's a great edge rusher. Yeah. Then behind them, you brought in Yetur Gross-Matos from the Panthers, former 6th-round pick out of Penn State. He's a fine depth guy. Maybe he can do better as their number 3 with a guy like Wilson, Hart, and Floyd in front of him, just because he shouldn't have to start, assuming injuries don't happen, but they can. Now, so you got Robert Beal Jr., second-year guy out of Georgia. We'll see. Just a developmental guy. You're not expecting much of him yet. And then you also got Alex Barrett and Sam. Okay, I'm gonna say that name, and then they'll try to say that last name because I know I'm gonna butcher it. But they're just decent depth developmental players. So yeah, that's really it. You're not expecting much out of them. You also got Jonathan Garvin. This is his 5th season. He was originally drafted from Green Bay. He's not done anything. He probably won't make this roster. So let's go to defensive tackle. Last offseason, you brought in Devon Hargrave from the Eagles. he was really good for them last year. He's had a really good career, like 7 sacks, and for he's had a lot of sacks for defensive tackle. Most defensive tackles do not get a lot of sacks. And he brought in Malik Collins to replace Eric Armstead. Malik Collins is a good player, but I feel like it's a little bit of a downgrade from Armstead. But for like if you factor in like the contract Armstead got, that's perfectly fine because Niners don't have to be giving out big contracts, so they need that cap space. So yeah, and then you also got Jordan Elliott. He's fine. It's decent depth. He's so we'll see. He was a former third round pick, but he hasn't done much for the Browns in his career. But we'll see. That's like Kevin Givens. He's okay. He's not good, but he's okay depth. You don't want any of them starting. Like Elliott can be a place starter, but they don't really want any of those guys starting. So yeah, you just got T.Y. McGill. He's 31. He's really just a veteran presence at this point. You're not expecting much out of him. You kind of know what you have in him at this point in his career. And you also got Nick Williams and Shaquille Brown. You're going to want the players. Same with Khalil Davis. You're not expecting much out of them yet. Probably at best, those guys are practice squad just because they're so far down this depth chart. Just going to be tough for them to make the active roster. So we'll see. So now let's go to your linebacker group. You got your really good linebacker. It's just how does Devondre Campbell do as your starter until Greenlaw comes back? Because Greenlaw will miss a few weeks, most likely because he tore his ACL in the Super Bowl. So that's not a lot of time to make it back for the regular season. So we'll see. But even Greenlaw, assuming Greenlaw doesn't make the regular season, week one, you still got Fred Warner, who's another really good. He's a top middle linebacker in the league. He's really good. Then tell Greenlaw gets back. You did bring in Devondre Campbell from the Packers. He's had some fine years for the Packers. So we'll see. But he's their number 2, which is fine. And then you also got Demetrius Flanagan Fowles. He's a fine depth player. You don't want him really starting though, so we'll see there. You also got Curtis Robinson and Jalen Graham, both fine depth. That's really they're not good. They're not very good. They're not even really that great of depth, but so we'll see. They also got D Winters, a rookie. I think rookie at TCU, second year guy at TCU. Sorry, I can't remember when he got drafted, but yeah, second year guy at TCU. They round pick, just a mental player. The Niners always tend to have good middle linebackers, so we'll see if they can develop them. But even then, you still have Warner and Greenlaw, who are both relatively young. I don't think neither of them are 30 yet, so it's not like you really have to worry about that. You also got Tatum Bethany. It's a rookie. He's probably a practice squad guy. That's really it. So yeah, your linebacker group's really good. You should be fine until Greenlaw comes back because you still have Warner. You brought in Campbell. So let's go to your secondary. So first we'll start with corner. That's Travis Ward. He's had 2 really good years for the Niners. He had some good years with the Chiefs. So yeah, he's good. Yeah, I think he might be a free. So yeah, I think he is a free agent this season. So another guy they have to pay. So yeah, like we'll see what happens there. But yeah, he's a good number 1. You also got DeAndre May, Honor. He's a fine starter, but you don't really. You could do better, but he's still good. Then you also if Henry Thomas is healthy, he should be your starting slot. So that's Nickelback because Renardo Green is not that good. Like he's a round pick, but I don't think he's ready to be a good starter as a rookie. But we'll see. Maybe he is. He could surprise. But yeah, I feel like you'd rather have Thomas starting this year, and then you can let Thomas walk in the last season, and then Green start next year. Let's get Isaac Edom. He's a fine backup. That's really it. He's not. You don't want him starting. You also got Samuel Womack the third. Fine depth. He's third year guy, former 5th round pick. So we'll see. Maybe he can develop a little better and get better. You also got Rock Gaston, former 2nd round pick by Indy. He has not been good for anybody, so he shouldn't probably make this roster. And they also got Darrell Luter. He was a 2nd year guy out of South Alabama, 5th round pick last year. So we'll see. Probably practice squad guy. You also got Chase Lucas. He's just fine. Depth. So that's it for your corners. Now let's go to your safety group. Strong safety, you got Talanoa Hufanga. He's really good. It's just, will he completely healthy by week 1? Because he did suffer a tear in ACL last season. So we'll see. but he's still really good. He's another guy looking for a huge payday for safety. Then you also got Jair Brown, second year guy out of Penn State, third round pick last year. So some flashes last year. So we'll see what happens this year. Hopefully he'll see if in our development's just what he needs. Behind them, we got George Odom. He's really just he extended him to that deal just to really be a good special teamers and like a veteran presence because the safety group is pretty young, and so we'll see. And the secondary is pretty young in general. So yeah, they also got Taylor. Then you also brought in Tracy Walker the third recently. He has been a starter for Lions in the past, so he has a good chance of making this roster as his backup safety. Or you can be potentially starting strong safety if Hufanga doesn't make it back for a start of regular season, which hopefully he should, but he might not. Who knows? Some players do have some setbacks and they don't make it right away. You also have Malik Mustafa, fourth round rookie. I feel like they'll probably try to make him fit on this roster just because I don't, somebody if they try to cut him, put him practice squad, somebody's gonna claim him. He's not gonna make it to the practice squad, so they might put him on the roster over Taylor Hawkins. You also got Jalen Mahoney. He's okay at depth. So yeah, this defense is absolutely. It's also not um, also loaded. Like this team's just really good. Let's go special teams. Still Jake Moody. He had some inconsistencies last year, but he was still a good kicker. So yeah, he had 84% field goal percentage. He yeah he did fine. It's just can he be more consistent? So we'll see. Come on. Then you also have punter. You got Mitch Mrazowski. It's one of the top punters in the league. You brought up Presley Harvin the third. I don't really know why, because like unless Mrazowski's like dealing with like, something we don't know about, Mrazowski should make this team be your punter. It's like Harvin's not that good of a punter, so we'll see there. Then you also got Trent Taylor and Ronnie Bell, two good returners. So we'll see. I don't have to talk about the long snapper because it's a long snapper. So now let's go to your schedule. So, sorry, let's go back to week one. There we go. Jets win. Vikings should be a win, but the Vikings did beat them last year. It's in Minnesota this time. So we'll see. But the Vikings don't have Kirk this year. So we'll see. Rams, I feel like they'll probably split the Rams, but yeah. Patriots win. Sweep the Cardinals. Sweep the Seahawks. I just feel like the Rams are a better team than the Seahawks, but Rams aren't nearly as good as the Niners, but we'll see. Chiefs. I feel like they'll lose one of the ones Chiefs and Cowboys, but we'll see. I feel like if they lose one of them, the most likely one is the Chiefs. Got your bye. Coming off your bye, you face Bucks win. Seahawks sweep. Packers, and then you got the Packers and at the Bills. Another one, you probably lose one of those two. I feel like you'll probably lose the Packers just because the Packers are a pretty young team, but they'll have a lot of experience together. They'll have some time to grow together because it's week 12, so it's late in the season. So yeah, you probably win one. You probably lose and win one of those two. Bears win. Rams split. Dolphins win. Lions. I feel like you probably lose this one just because Lions are gonna want some big revenge for the NFC Championship game lost this past season. So we'll see there. Should be a really good game. Cardinals sweep. Like the Cardinals are usually the worst team in this division. I don't even with Marvin Harrison Jr. addition, their still should be that good. So we'll see y'all. Yeah. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day.